Good morning. It is 10:30 Central Time right now. And I just thought I would give you guys a little glimpse into the absolute chaos that is my house slash situation at the moment, all of my own making. So, first of all, it's fall. Happy fall. My crocheted pumpkins from many years ago. I'm gonna back up and show you guys the chaos, which I'm actually really excited about. I'm not going to lie. So what you're staring at right now is my kitchen that I am currently in the middle of renovating. So the saga. All right. This started with the kitchen island that you're staring at. So earlier this summer, you guys heard me talk about I had to take a little hiatus because I had to get the sink repaired there and the kitchen countertop taken off. So that has now been reinstalled, and I'm going to show you what else I'm doing. And this is why I haven't been filming much sewing content, or I should say releasing sewing content. So I've been filming some content in the background, but it's not going to be released for a while because I am now focused on this. So little backstory, I've always been a big DIYer, and this is my third kitchen renovation, not in this house, in separate homes that we've lived in over the years, and I'm hoping it will be my last, but I'll give you a little backstory here. So we built this home. We started a house in 2018. It fell through. The builder totally screwed up and just kind of left us high and dry and just said, okay, too bad, so sad. So we were back to square one, and the home we were living in, we had to take it off the market again and do the whole thing. So then we came back here to this neighborhood, and somebody told us about it, and it was a different city than we were planning on being in. And we found this builder, and we were like, hey, do you have any plots left? We kind of need a house because we sort of already listed ours, and we were halfway through the process on this other house, and they screwed it up. And we discovered they screwed it up. They didn't tell us they screwed it up, right? So we kind of came to the lot one day, and we were like, hey, this is totally wrong. You guys poured the foundation, and this is our lot, but not what we bought, not what we paid for. And they were like, oh, okay, sorry, have your money back, bye. It was really weird. So anyway, we came here on a whim one day, and they were like, yeah, we have 6 lots you can choose from. We picked this one, we built yada yada. Well, by this time it fell through in late 2018. We went through all this stuff in 2019 to build the house, and then you guys know what happened in 2020. Yeah. So this house, we moved in, closed on it, and moved in July of 2020. This was when you still could not get movers. You couldn't we had to do closing in our car separately. We had to bring our own pens. You had to wear a mask. Things were crazy. So that being said, some things happened on this house, and we had already sold our house, and we had to leave. We didn't have a choice, so we just kind of had to go through it. And B, nobody in the world knew if we were gonna be alive, right? It was 2020, so it was crazy. So that being said, we moved into this house. We had to move ourselves in. You couldn't even rent a trailer. U-Haul was literally not renting anything at the time. And so my husband had to drive. My in-laws live in Arizona, you guys know. And my husband had to drive halfway to New Mexico, and my father-in-law met him the other halfway from Arizona, and he had a trailer that we borrowed to move ourselves, a small box trailer. So we just had to make a billion trips, basically yeeting our stuff into this house in the middle of 2020. And it was a train wreck in the middle of that move. Our trailer, it was empty at the time, but the trailer got stolen. I will tell you guys that story sometime. It was quite cinematic. The trailer was stolen. Our neighbors at the time, who are super cool ride or die neighbors, chased after the thieves in his car. It was a whole thing. The trailer was recovered by Dallas PD. We were living in Dallas at the time. It was a whole mess. And we were like, we need that trailer to move. You literally can't get trailers anywhere. It was a nightmare. So we got it back. It was severely damaged. I'll go into that at a different time. But anyway, it was a whole crazy thing with this move. So then we literally had 3 extra days to get our stuff in here and get going. So that being said, we moved in here, and I literally just threw everything in here. And there were some crazy things that happened with this house that I'm gonna just be honest with you, the builder didn't do a good job. I'm terrified for everyone buying new homes at this point because just all the issues. So what I am doing in this kitchen renovation, amongst other things, these cabinets are barely 3 years old. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've had white cabinetry before. I didn't mind it in that house, but I hate the white cabinetry here. It never stays clean, and nothing about our situation has changed, but it always looks dirty. So advice from me to you, if you're looking into getting white cabinetry in the kitchen, don't do it. But also really don't do it if you don't have hardware. They didn't put any hardware on this, right? So like it's always dirty. And then if you see these cracks, do you see the cracks everywhere? They are everywhere on all the cabinetry. Do you see like everything is just peeling and every single cabinet looks like that all over the place? Like there's just holes. The workmanship was like shoddy to say the least. We have a retaining wall in the backyard now that at 3 years is literally coming down. It holds the neighbor's property up next door, and it's like a stone retaining wall, and it's completely failed. So we're having to fix that. Our AC was installed wrong. So at year 3, it literally exploded. And we had to pay out of pocket to replace that. So like, I'm terrified for anybody buying a home built in like late 2019 to now, because the world was a mess. The builders were a mess. The workmanship is a mess. Everything, like, it's just, yeah, like brand new cabinets shouldn't look like that. These cracks, I mean, like I have acrylic on my natural fingernails. I can stick my whole finger in there. Like it looks terrible. And then, yeah, because they're white, it's even worse. So this is my really like ugly little whatever here. I've started taping off because I'm going to paint is the thing with that. But I had to go through here and take off all of I'll show you guys the old caulking. So they did this weird thing. I don't know why they did it. Everything that they caulked in this house, they caulked it like to the floor. And from up here, this might look okay. This is a pretty good wall. But there are areas where they literally put so much caulking and then they didn't even smooth it. Like, check out these transitions. And my whole house looks like this. Like, it's just blobbed everywhere. And they did that in the entire house. Everywhere. Cabinetry, trim, everything. They also didn't paint any of the walls. So you can actually see these scuffs everywhere. This is because we don't actually have paint. This is like naked drywall. That's my ceiling, and it's the same color and sheen. This is just like a primer coat, and they didn't do any paint. So I have to paint the whole house. I'm not even dealing with that right now. It's been 3 years. We've been here. We obviously decided to stay. We obviously lived through COVID, like, you know, all the things. So I have to get to fixing this. And so I've started I'm taking the doors off painstakingly, and I'm scrubbing and I'm getting rid of stuff. Like, you can probably see this, the paint job on the cabinetry. Like this is a good one. There are like runs and blobs. I mean, they're just everywhere, and I can't paint over it because it's just going to make it worse. I have to like take it off, sand it, clean it up. So what I've started doing is I went around everywhere. I removed the caulking. Here's a new panel that I actually re-caulked yesterday with a good product that doesn't crack. So I redid that, and then I'm going to go over it and paint it. I did the same thing on this one yesterday, and I'm just slowly making my way through the doors. I had to go around here on the floor and cut away all the caulking and scrape it up all the way around because they caulked everything to the floor, and it looked just like those transitions over there I just showed you. So like just cosmetic workmanship was bad. Actual workmanship was bad. We also had a pretty major electrical fire when we first moved in here. In our garage, they installed a larger outlet that we requested, and they didn't do it right. And so the outlet, luckily, it just stopped working. But my husband took the outlet out. This was like a year in, not quite a year, maybe 8 months. And the whole inside of the wall was all burned up. And the electrical outlet was all burned up and melted, like it literally lit on fire. And luckily, it put itself out. So we had that too. And then also like 3 days after moving in, we had a major leak in the wall. Our laundry room, I did a load of laundry. The garage is out there on the backside of that, and it just filled our entire garage with water. And they ripped out the drywall. They couldn't find where the leak was. So they just said, okay, we'll call us if it happens again, and put the drywall back. So anyway, yeah, just it is what it is. But I'm finally getting to the point where I can work on all of this. So that's that's what's going on over here. So the plan. So getting back to this, this wasn't really a mistake so much. It was just an issue. So we lost our dining room. It's around the corner there. We're using it for a different purpose now. We didn't have anywhere to eat in this house. There's a little bit of a train wreck going on here too, and I'll explain. So this used to come out like really far, and we had this huge area of no man's land between the kitchen and the living room. It's my kitty cat. Hi, kitty cat. Oh, she's sleeping. Normally she talks. She'll talk to us if we talk to her. Kitty cat, what you doing? Can you say hi? She's super chatty. There you go. Can you say hi? Meow, meow. Kitty cat. Oh, she was napping and I woke her up. She's an old lady, but we love her. She's an old lady, but we love her. Huh, kitty? Oh, kitty cat. Hi, baby. Where's your brother? Somewhere around here I have my other little furry assistant, my Shiba. Anyway, okay, so getting back to this, we had this whole area of no man's land. This is new because the dining room went away. So the long story short with that is I wanted benches and a table and chairs to fill up this space. And it looks like a little bit of a chaotic mess right now. I have one of them upended and I'll show you why. I have to make new legs for these benches. I searched long and hard for benches in the right color, found these. Well, they're too short. Not only do they look stupid because they need to like meet the top of the island, but your food is kind of in your face when you sit right here. So I want these to be about 3 inches taller. So I'm currently in the process of building new legs. So I took that one apart, took the legs off, and I'm recreating them. That's going on in the garage. In here, I had a company come. They had to fix the sink. So this sink, cast iron enamel, this is the new one. All in the bottom there, though, it had rusted through, like literally rusted through. I told you guys that story. We had a service here that they took the metal grates off of this, which are also iron, and they literally like threw them, like picked them up and like Hulkamania smashed through them into the sink, and they broke through the enamel, which if you know anything about cast iron enamel, it lasts for like 150 years. So, yeah. Like, I don't really know how they did that, but I heard it when it happened. I was here, and then I was like, oh, it's probably nothing. And then like a couple of weeks later, I noticed it when they left. There were some scratches and gouges. I could feel it. And I thought, well, they didn't break all the way through, so it'll probably be okay. And because it's an undermounted sink, I couldn't just replace it because you literally have to take off this whole piece and take it off from the bottom. And I wasn't going to do that. This island also used to be bigger. It was a whole thing. But then a year and a half later, it started like legit rusting. Like this was just orange and rusty all the time. And I was like, okay, we got to get rid of it. So when this thing came up and I was like, okay, we're getting a new table. We're putting a table here. We'll take this off and we'll cut this. I'll see if I can find a company. I did. I found a great company. And in regards to like all the builder stuff I was just telling you guys about, this guy has been in business for like 25 years. And he told us that, when COVID hit, all of their workforce just like left. All the guys who were like pretty close to retiring or retired enough just were like, nah, I'm leaving. And he said now it's so hard for them to find like new help, skilled help, people to train. Like it's so hard. And he said, it's just, we've been in this industry for so long. We work with builders, we work with homeowners. We've never experienced anything like this. So I can only imagine that like every other kind of construction and like other industry is like this. My husband works in like white collar corporate and he's got the same problem. You can't retain people even in white collar jobs and they have great benefits and good pay. And he still is like, we can't hire people. We can't hire engineers. Like we can't hire anybody. It's just so hard. So anyway, that being said, these guys did a great job. They came, they sliced this whole thing off. They refabricated the edge and polished this whole thing. They even replaced my sink. I ordered a new one and they replaced it while they were doing this. So that was like a thing done. That was earlier this summer. And that's what's kind of spurned this whole thing. So I need to put hardware on the cabinetry because I'll be honest with you, this is going to sound so stupid, but like I'm getting older and it's really hard to get your finger in here and like grip and pull these open all the time because there's no like grip hole on these. And I hurt my fingernails all the time. So I need to get hardware. I have hardware. Hardware is great, except I can't put it on any of the white stuff because as soon as I put it on, I got to take it off to paint. So here we are. And before I can paint, I got to scrape and sand blah, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to look so much better. Here's what we're doing. Y'all tell me if I'm crazy. First of all, this is just painted with a paintbrush so we could live with it and see if we liked it. We're going to go all navy with all of the, it was going to just be the lowers. We're leaving the stain. That's staying. And the stain here is staying. This is the color of the hardware. This is my hardware. And I really like it. And we're doing, you know, we have all the brassy stuff. But there's a new like trend, I guess, but I kind of love the idea where you actually paint the walls the same color as the trim. And I have a pretty large, like tall kitchen. So I'm legit thinking, tell me if I'm crazy, I'm gonna step back here. Is this nuts? And yes, that's my Christmas tree up with its fall colors. That's also a long story. It's because the closet it was in, I had to empty out. I figured, screw it, I'll just put it up. And then it's orange right now. It'll change to Christmas in November and that'll be fine. And I didn't even decorate it. I just threw the star on it. So anyway, staying like that. But I'm legit thinking, what if I do the blue in a semi-gloss everywhere? The dark blue. It's the same color as these benches and chairs. And then I do the walls the same dark blue. If you look it up on Google, like walls the same color as cabinets, y'all, it looks legit, like it looks so good. Also, these pendants are going away in favor of something else. These were like really cheap, like $25 just, and I don't like them because this burns your eyeball. Like in real life right now, this is an LED and it's so bright, it's literally piercing my retinas. It looks okay for you guys. So we're gonna get something shaded. Also sounds weird, but like the older I've gotten, the more I realize the importance of like some things, like not getting poked in the eyeball when you're trying to eat dinner, not clawing my way into the cabinets every time. So like I sounds stupid, but it hurts. Like, have you ever done that where you've tried to grip something and your grip slips and your fingernails like, oh, it hurts so bad. It happens to me all the time. So I have the hardware, I have all that. So here's like just one of the cabinets. I came through here and I scraped all this off and then I'm vacuuming it. Here's another one. I mean, literally every cabinet looks like that. This is a decent one where like the hole's not so big and you can see it from like across the room. I know it seems like I'm being nitpicky, but like just look at it and it's chipping off everywhere. It's just bad. It's just bad. Yeah. So anyway, and by the way, if you're a renovation person like me, this is what I'm replacing it with. It's not even that costly. 3 tubes of this were like $30. And it's a no crack product and it actually works like really well. So going out here, somebody asked if I am recreating the legs myself for those benches. Yes, I'm attempting to. We'll see how that goes. This is the mess that is currently the garage. We can't park in it because I have all my saws and stuff out. So here's painting. These are the first cabinet doors I just painted really like ugly and sloppy. So if you've ever painted cabinet doors, here's a good trick for you. I made this little painting pony out of just garbage wood. I'll recycle it. This is a rod that I happen to have from a closet system that's just really sturdy. You'll want something sturdy across the top. And these are hangers that we inherited from somebody, but any hanger, you can't really use a wire hanger because it's too flimsy. You need a hard hanger. This is the bottom side of the cabinet doors, which by the way, you can see they like didn't even paint them. So like this is the top. Oops. That's why we do that, by the way. All the other sides were painted, but they didn't paint any of the bottoms. So you use the bottom of the door, you drill a tiny pilot hole and you put these hooks in and then you screw them out when you're done and you fill the tiny holes and then paint. So you hang them like this. This is a painting tent from Wagner for like overspray. So you could spray outside if you wanted to. I'm just using it to keep my garage pretty clean. And you hang your doors and then you spray and you can just twist them at the same time. So you can spray and paint all of the sides at the same time instead of waiting for dry time. It is a lifesaver, such a lifesaver. So I built that yesterday. I also went and got some hardwood that I glued together, and then I'm gonna run through the saw and clean up to recreate my legs longer. We're gonna see how that goes, because right now the only saws I have are a chop saw, a table saw, and I've got some hand saws. I don't know, but I think I might need a bandsaw, and I really don't want to buy a bandsaw. So I don't know. We're going to see. These are the legs I'm recreating. I have to do 4 of each, and it doesn't look so hard. This is a pretty basic shape, and even if it's not perfect, as long as they're level, and then I'm going to recreate this part up here, which is how they attach, which is not too bad. I feel like I can handle it. I don't know. I'm going to try it. This was a pretty cheap experiment, and I tried looking everywhere. If you know where I can get legs online longer than these, I need like 18.5-inch legs, and I cannot find them that attach in the same way. So I'm going to try my darndest. I'm getting all of my, like, I don't know, the very little math and whatever skills I have together to try to deal with this. But this is what's happening around here. It is crazy. In addition to that, I'm going to hope she's not watching this. I am working on a personalized press, which I actually just finished painting in this same paint booth. And I have one more little thing to do. So that's the color with glitter. And I have a whole bunch of cool stuff I'm doing to this press. And then I will be sending it off to that person. It's been a long time coming. So anyway, that should be done in the next couple of days too. Like in between things, gluing and drying and caulking and blah. So the other crazy thing is when I finish this, the next thing that's getting done is I'm going to start renovating the sewing room. If you guys have watched any of my really old videos, you've seen the other side of my sewing room, which is right there. It's this room and wall up here. I don't know where my laptop is right now. Otherwise I would show it to you guys. It's going to be a whole thing. I need to finish this first. I've given myself a deadline. So I'm working every day on this in between orders and other things and just trying to take advantage and get this done because guess who is hosting Thanksgiving? Me. And also, as you look at this chaos, like just let's all laugh about that together. This is so me. I've had to give myself a deadline. I'm hosting Thanksgiving, which will be Thanksgiving and Christmas combination with my in-laws, who are like the coolest people. It will not look like this, I guarantee it. I will stay up every day, all the time, and do what I have to do to get it done. But I had to give myself a deadline in order to pressure myself to do it because these cracks in the cabinets and stuff have been here for years, and I just couldn't, like, it's just so much work. It's so tedious. So I'm just trying to decide on paint color, and then as soon as I'm done painting, the last step actually will be a backsplash there and all over here. And I'll be honest with you, I probably am not going to touch this side. This is like the order fulfillment station where I pack and ship all your guys' stuff. All of my packing and shipping materials are up there. Some of it makes it over there onto that little bureau. If I have boxes I need to pack, but that's what that is. And it's going to get backsplash and all that, but I'm not going to do that till later. I'm just not, because it doesn't need to be touched right now and I don't cook over there. This is the kitchen. So anyway, I don't know, y'all didn't say, oh, you're crazy for doing that. Like, just picture it. Picture like super rich, pretty navy, same color navy there and there, white backsplash, white countertops, navy and navy table stuff. And then like the little pops of like the brass hardware everywhere. These are going to be a globe frosted light with kind of a, brass colored pendant of some sort, and because this will be navy behind it, the globe will pop, right? And because the walls won't distract your eyes with all this white, it's just going to be like a sea of navy and be kind of warm. And I have a break right here on either side, right there and right there. So, this will be the navy kitchen, and then everything else from here we're probably going to do like a gray or something. Like I said, the whole house needs paint. It's literally primer that you can't clean. So like there are so many areas, if you get anything on the wall, you're just done. Same with behind the stove, which is another point of contention. I made tomato soup the other night and it splattered and you literally can't clean it off. I mean, you can, but it leaves red stains everywhere because it's not paint. You can't scrub it. So it's primer. Oh my gosh. This feels really rewarding, but I feel like an insane person. I can't believe I've done this. All this hardware, will get installed when it's done. And I have to mask off like all the insides of the cabinets because I'm leaving the insides white. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like a dark inside of the cabinet because it like soaks up all the light and you can't see. So I'm going to leave the insides white, but the drawer body, it's not going to be white like that. I'm going to paint the whole drawer body navy and the whole door on the inside and outside navy, but the inside past the threshold is going to be white, if that makes any sense. So, anyway, I'm going to read back here really quick. Elizabeth said, dang, you can't catch a break. Yeah, look, it's a fortunate situation. Things could have been a lot worse. We had other neighbors that had lots of other issues. I'm not glad about it, but it could have been worse. So we're just kind of dealing with it. We were not expecting to have to repair a whole wall. It runs the length of the property, 70 feet. And I don't know, our fence is in the wall. And now that the wall is crumbling, the fence is falling down. So that sucks. The AC sucked, but we got a new one and they installed it properly. They told us, they showed us, they were like, this is improper work. The hoses that they installed your AC, they shoved the AC unit and crimped the hoses that allow all the airflow and the gas and whatever into the thing. And so it literally had too much back pressure and it actually just exploded. So, that was just bad work. And they, and then the builder hasn't really stood behind anything at all, even though we were told we had warranties and stuff. So it's really disappointing. And what's really sucky is they're a big builder, but they're only a local builder. So it's wow, you guys really don't care about your reputation. Oh well, live and learn. And now I know. And this is the first new home we've ever had, from a builder. We've always bought older homes and renovated them. They're usually at least, 20 years old, maybe more. We have bought one home that was what some people would call a flip, but it was not your traditional flip. A friend who flipped homes bought it from the original owner. It was a 1952 bungalow. It's what I refer to a lot as tiny house. I loved that house, you guys. It was some kind of magic, and the work done in it was impeccable. Totally impeccable, infallible, wonderful looking, wonderful performance. So anyway. Oh yeah. Annette said, I hate white cabinets just for this reason. Yes. Like I was saying, if you're looking for white cabinetry, my house is pretty clean. I have a dog and a cat. We had 2 dogs previously, but our dogs are really clean. They're not droolers or anything, or rubbers. They don't rub on stuff, but you can just see there's little marks and if you get a chip or anything, it shows. Versus this cabinetry, same age and same whatever, and nothing shows on it because it's, I'm sure there's coffee splatter over here, but you can't see it, but you see every little mark and dimple and thing on this cabinetry. Every little thing. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't do white. Do it if you want to, but don't do that. So Kristen says, houses in our neighborhood. Oh, Kristen, damn it. I do that every time. Kirsten. I always say Kristen when I read it. Sorry. Kirsten says the homes in our neighborhood go up in 2 days. It's crazy. Houses are not built the same. No, they are not. It took them about 8 months to build our house, but I've noticed we have new houses right around us. And yes, they're going up crazy fast. And then of course the pricing, I will tell you right now, we were lucky to get in before all of that. When we closed on our house, the world was still terrified, versus after they got emboldened and started charging ridiculous amounts and huge interest rates and things. So we are very, very fortunate, and I feel super blessed that we were able to sneak this in after everything else fell through. Because my heart goes out to anybody trying to buy a house right now, new or old, because of the interest rates and the inflation. But then also you're going to have to deal with the same stuff that I am on top of this, and you're paying more money. And it's so sad. It's sad, all around. So, yeah, I don't know. Thinking about that really gets me down for people. It just makes me sad. We have a lot of friends who are still renting and trying to get out of that too, because rent is crazy. Anyway, but yeah, they're not built the way that they were, and it's just, Yikes. Anyway. Yeah, Cindy says, I do all of our home renovations myself. I do most of them myself, but like, again, I'll be honest, like, you guys laugh at me when I say this, but I'm not saying I'm like old, right? But I'm getting older. And when I did my other renovations, I was in my 20s, and man, I could go all day, every day. I could like do a mosaic backsplash and then paint and then do hardware and then new doors and all this other stuff. I could get like 100 tasks done in a day and have a house done, you know, in a couple of months from top to bottom. And now it's like, this kitchen is going to take me, I've given myself 4 weeks to do just this kitchen. Scrape this, paint it, get it reassembled, get a backsplash up. I don't know about painting the walls. I'm hoping I can. We'll see. But like, I'm tired. I'm tired already. And I've only been going for a couple of days, and like the masking takes forever and just everything takes forever. So, which PS, this masking is really cool. I'm going to show you guys this really quick. I've never done this before. This comes in a dispenser with tape on it already and plastic. And you just tape it. And then look at, this is like, it's thin and it static clings to whatever and it stays up. Like, isn't that amazing? And it's one continuous sheet. Look at it comes like this in a dispenser with a cutter. So as you dispense it, the tape is exposed and you literally just like roll it and put it on, and then you unfold the plastic and then it like static clings. So it works. Like, that's not what I used here. This is regular plastic I just taped down, but on this part for the walls, that's what I used because I am going to spray the kitchen. I know, so if you've ever done a renovation, you know, you're never going to save the time. It's the effort. You'll either spend 100 years hand painting these with rollers and brushes, which sucks getting in all the crevices, or you will spend the time doing the prep work and taping everything off, and then everything will be painted in like an hour, and then you strip it all off and you're done. And the results really are better painting. I've done it both ways. It really is better to spray, in my opinion. It lasts longer, it looks better, and you don't get this. This is from either a roller or a brush. And like the marks, the drips, I mean, this is just bad work, let's be honest. My work never looked like this, but you got to work really hard to not get it to look like this, because you got to keep going over it. You got to make sure your paint's the right consistency. You got to have the right rollers. It's a whole thing. So like you can just see, yeah, no good. So I am going to spend all the time prepping forever and ever, taping all this off. And originally we were thinking about leaving these uppers white, but I'm really thinking, like, if we back up and look, that'll be white, and then the blue and the blue everywhere, and blue all on the walls with a white ceiling. I think it might be kind of magical. These are going blue either way. I'm getting rid of this because I can't deal with it. It's no good. But anyway, I'm reading some of these comments. I took over my Dawn's room, had to fix huge holes in the wall, painted the walls, put new blinds in, laid new floors. It's rewarding doing things for yourself. It's been a number of years since I've done a renovation because, we've been in this house for 3 years now, 3 years this July. So almost 3.5 by the end of the year. And then on top of that, we were in tiny house, the one that I told you was flipped and had really good work, for 3 years. The only thing I did to that house was the exterior. I didn't have to do any interior projects. So I had to build fences. I took down trees, built walls. We put in an above ground pool that we put in ourselves at that house. I built a deck. That was my first time building a deck. I did concrete repair work. I did wood repair work. And then I put in a massive garden in the front and the back because I'm a big gardener. So that's what I did at Tiny House, but I didn't have to do any tiling. I didn't have to do like this kind of stuff because it was all done. So it's been about 4 years since my last major project, because the last year at Tiny House, we were in the middle of selling and then taking it off the market, taking it off the market because of all of this. And so I haven't done a project. And can I tell you guys, like, just this, I know it looks a little janky to you guys right now, but this looks so much better than it did. Like, I don't have one that isn't done now to show you the sides, but like the gloopy caulking off the bottom that I scraped up everywhere and scraped all this out. It was so rewarding. Even the underside of the cabinets, I had to redo the caulking there because it was just dripping everywhere and horrible. So that was so rewarding. And that's what's pushing me, how rewarding and good it feels. And it really does feel good. Like here's the top one. I haven't even started on that stuff yet. So you guys can see the big old cracks. Like you can see them from a mile away and how like jaggedy and just not good it is. Yeah. So, and it's hard to clean too, because when you like start spraying it and you try to clean, it gets like stuck in there and then it's drippy and icky and yeah, can't do it. So it is super rewarding, but like, ooh, I'm trying to get it done and I really want to get back to filming sewing content, but I'm focusing on orders right now. Obviously everything still gets shipped same day, like always, or fulfilled, same day shipped the next day in some cases, but I just got to get this done. I got to get it done. Elizabeth said, I got to walk into work. Everything will look fabulous when you're done. Take care of yourself. Rest when you need it. Yeah. I keep hearing that. Everybody's like, you need to take breaks. I do for sure. But I kind of have like this mentality, like I'll rest in November when it's done. I will relax and enjoy my hard work and I will cook Thanksgiving dinner in here and I will be able to get splatters on my backsplash while I'm cooking and I'll be able to wipe it off. I'm so excited about that. I wish I could show you guys the stains. There's stuff all over back there because it stains the drywall. Like, what are you going to do? There's no paint. So yeah. Cindy said, I painted my cabinets white and over the years I hated it. I took the doors down, stripped the paint, stained them. I left the cabinet bases white, added stained doors, and it looks great. Yeah, I, again, don't blame you. I've had white cabinets before, but it was in a smaller kitchen. It was just a different, I don't know, it was different. Those cabinets also had hardware though. So you never touched the actual doors. I think that's the problem. And I think also the quality. This paint is probably not the greatest. I mean, again, we can see how gloopy and just messy it is. So maybe that's part of it. And then the cracks and stuff don't help it look any better. So, maybe that's part of it. Cindy said, it's so much harder to do things when you're getting older. I know. I fully understand why people say things now. I mean, I didn't when I was younger, when they were like, well, I might be 50 or 60 or whatever, but I feel this age. I feel this age. I still feel like when I look at tackling these projects, how I felt when I was like 24 doing this, 26 doing this. My last full-on kitchen renovation, which was like a full gut job, like we were taking down backsplash, taking out the old everything, putting in new everything, like that was a full renovation gut. I was 26 to 27 and a half getting that done. And the kitchen was twice this size. It was really, really massive, tons of counter space, tons of cabinetry, painting the cabinetry, stripping everything. I mean, it was a ton. And, I still feel like, oh yeah, but last time I did this, and then I'm like, girl, it's been almost a decade. So anyway, I'm getting through it. Baby steps and a lot more wine. Every night I'm like, oh, I need a glass of wine. My back hurts. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. And I don't have my laptop handy. I will show you guys on another. That, I will tell you right now, is going to be filmed content because I think it would be interesting for the channel. Like, I'm not going to film this whole renovation. I just thought I would hop on and say hi and tell you guys what I've been doing in between all the travel and all the stuff. But the sewing room, that is going to be filmed, like HGTV style filmed. I'm going to show you guys. That is why I did the D-stash the other night in the group. I'll be holding a few more because I need to get rid of some stuff, just to clear things out. And then I am literally building, I haven't decided if I'm going to build the cabinets from scratch or if I'm going to buy pre-made cabinets like kitchen cabinets, but I am doing a whole built-in thing of storage in there. I'm kind of working the whole room. What doesn't work for me is going to go away. What works for me is going to stay. And then I am probably going to have a new kind of like filming area, because while I like what I put up last year, it's temporary. I literally used like plastic tiles and stuck them on the wall, and I shoot in front of that, and there are just things about it that I don't love. So, and the storage and all that is not really working. So, and I would like to have better lighting. So anyway, that's what's happening around these parts. The sewing room renovation will not happen probably until December, I think, is when I'll probably start working on it, like around Christmas, New Year's, and that will get filmed all next year and be out in installments. And I'm excited for you guys to see it. But I came up with my layout and all the things that I'm doing, and now I just have to do it, but I got to do this first. So I might give you guys other little kind of quickie updates on it if you're interested once I get more of this done. Next time you see this, I will have painted cabinets, hopefully hardware, and maybe a backsplash. That's my goal. And then after you see that part, then the lighting is going to be the last thing. I'll just swap those and painted walls. Hopefully anyway. I hope you guys are working on fun things and getting to sew and do things that don't hurt your hands and your back. The prep work, but it's going to be worth it. So anyway, I am going to get some more coffee and I'm going to get back to working on these. I'm going to hopefully start painting today. I'm trying to get enough of these prepped that I can just like paint, put it over to dry, paint, put it over to dry. And then, that's just what it's going to be. So anyway, well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next whatever it is. But I'll see you. Have a good day. Bye. Well, bye if I can ever figure out how to get out of here. There we go.